Hello and welcome to the big picture. The Indian universities are in ferment. After the tragic death of Rohit Vemula in Hyderabad and the resulting protests which spread to many parts of India, now it is the prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru University in the capital which is witnessing unprecedented protests and counter-protests. The incident on February 9th, when some people were heard raising anti-India slogans during an event organized at the JNU to commemorate the hanging of Afzal Guru, a parliament attack convict, has snowballed into a major controversy. The decision of the center to arrest not just the people who are said to have raised the slogans, but also the president of the JNU Students' Union, Kumar, has kicked up a huge storm. The students and faculty of the university have strongly protested against it and has been joined by the political party leaders also. The charge of sedition against the students, including the JNU Students' Union president, has been strongly objected to. However, a section of people, including the government at the center, among others, feel strong action is necessary to keep such anti-national forces under control. However, many feel that the action is disproportionate to the act. We will discuss today all the pros and cons of this controversy and how it has reached this stage. To discuss this, I have with me Professor B.B. Bhattacharya, former Vice Chancellor at the JNU, Professor Zoya, Hasan, political scientist and Professor Emeritus at the JNU, Sudesh, Verma, spokesperson of the BJP, Saurabh, Kumar, Joint Secretary, Delhi ABVP and also a student in JNU, and T.K. Arun, Editor, Opinion, Economic Times. Welcome to all of you. Professor Bhattacharya, something like this, you have been the Vice Chancellor there. Something like this, have you seen happening in the university before?
I am saddened that a premier university of the country has come to this stage where some fringe element activity can destabilize the complete university. I am saddened because there is a popular perception that JNU, instead of concentrating on academic activity, is basically engaged in this kind of thing. That's not factually true. There are always fringe elements. Even in my time,
you are saying that this is the act of a few fringe elements.
I am assuming that something has happened. So I am saying these are some fringe elements. They always will be, but they never had the ability to destabilize the university systems, create such a controversy snowballing into national level. So the fan name of JNU, in public image, I am receiving calls, many friends and well-wishers, not connected to JNU. And I am tired of explaining this is not the true JNU as far as I know. Most of them are busy in studies, academic activities. Yes, some political opinion activity, intellectual debate takes place. But snowballing into this kind of thing, so my concern is quickly normalcy should be restored. People should go back to the studies. And whosoever are guilty, let them take some action. But action should be done in a manner, should not provoke more counter-actions.
Now, one of the things which is being said about this entire incident is that, these kind of what you call fringe elements, are they something which have always been there? Are these kind of slogans, is it new to the university? Has it happened in the past?
Let me share with you my experience.
Yes.
There are two groups in JNU which are now in prominence. In my time, they always came up with a pamphlet without name. They did not have a courage to put up their name. For some reason, they have emboldened. In my time, they never had the courage to put their name. We used to know from my security who they are. The establishment left student union.
No, when you were saying that, they were coming out with what kind of pamphlets you're talking
They used to write, even in my time, say capitalism, this and that kind of thing. But then
which are now being considered anti-national?
No. They had once, I was told, in a hostel room, closed room, some kind of activity. As soon as I came to know, I called them, gave them a warning. Look here, you better behave. If you don't, then I'll be forced to take some action. Luckily, they behaved after that. But what saddens me is the courage and emboldened in a public forum. I don't know what exactly the video, which version is to be right or wrong. Whosoever has done it should not have been spoiling the image of the university. These are elements, some students, you go to Harvard, you go to Cambridge, there will be some students here and there saying things. But they always kept themselves in an intellectual debating forum, never spoiling the image of the university. That is my concern. That army people are saying, we'll return the degree. I mean, I was shocked because I have conferred degree to the army people. And now they're telling, we won't respect your degree. Saddens my heart that things have come to that stage.
Okay. Sudesh, Professor
Yes.
says that these are fringe elements. It is being blown out of proportion.
Yeah, Girishji, blown out of proportion, I would not agree to, but could be possible that these are fringe elements. But at the same time, you see the kind of legitimacy that was given to this. Like if JNU students, president, if he is in jail, it is not because of, just because he happens to be JNU president. It's because of his involvement and active connivance. On television, he came and said that he was not there. On the video footage, it was found that he was there, he was instigating, he was giving lecture with the slogans. So the whole issue is that if JNU becomes the hotbed of anti-national activities, and we are very cautious in using this word because you see slogans have been raised that that will disintegrate India. They say that will disintegrate India. Bharat ko barbad kar denge. Then one slogan which has come, Abjal hum sharminda hai, tere qatil jinda hai. Who are these qatils? Are they talking of judiciary, President of India? Because these are the two authorities that were, you can say that one did not give clemency, the other through judicial pronouncement said about the death sentence. So is in ipso facto means that it is a death threat to these individuals. Are students going to go to that level? I entirely agree. I'll tell you that I am also from JNU. I've done my MPhil from there. Professor Bhattacharya was right. We used to have debate. You have different shades of opinion. You can debate the issue. If you are opposed to hanging, then okay, you can debate it. But you cannot go to the extent of falling in the arena of sedition, that you are encouraging people to do something and you are creating disenchantment. And 124A of the Act. So, the police has imposed the Act, and one should allow the investigation to take place rather than taking sides like the teachers of JNU have taken. It is very easy to side with the students, but not all students have been dubbed. If fringe elements are there, let law take its own course and let people, because outside JNU there is a lot of anger. JNU can have its own view, but see the opinion outside. Everybody is angry that how can such an incident happen in JNU?
You said you were a student there. Have you ever witnessed this kind of things happening during your time there in the thing? These kind of slogans, are they unusual?
You see, slogans used to be there, revolutionary slogans used to be there. You used to, talk about various international personalities, use their slogans, you speak against the state, you have mess discussions. Nobody would mind that. But when you come on the street and say that open support of terrorism, you see, if you see the context today, Pakistan itself is thinking whether its Kashmir policy of trying to destabilize.
So, you're
India
saying that it was open support of terrorism. Okay, let me get Saurabh in on this. Saurabh, we are told that the ABVP complained about it. You complained to the Home Minister, you complained to the HRD Minister that, some things like this happening. What made you people go right up to the Home Minister and the HRD Minister? Wasn't the Vice Chancellor of the university responding to your complaints?
No, see, we filed our complaint to the Vice Chancellor also, and we did it to the police also, and we forwarded it to the Home Ministry and MHRD. Why we were compelled to do this is this is not a new incident which took place in JNU. Can you hear me?
Yes. Please continue.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Continue.
So this was not a new incident. Yeah, this was not a new incident for JNU campus. We have been witnessing this kind of incidents since 2013 when Afzal Guru was hanged, and that time also we filed a complaint in our university, and no action was taken. Subsequently, in 2014 also we did the same thing which you are asking us. We complained against those students who were raising the slogans like Afzal ke qatil zinda hai, hum sharminda hai. Such kind of slogans were raised in that time also, and we filed the complaint to the Vice Chancellor, and Vice Chancellor he ordered for the proctorial inquiry, and in inquiry no student was punished. So this is what happened is in the name of left solidarity, teachers as well as other left organizations have given a full support to these fringe elements, by, as VB Bhattacharya sir has rightly put up here. These fringe elements have got very good support, very good backing from the administration, because administration have never taken any action against them.
So are you happy with the actions being taken now?
That is why we came to this.
Are you happy with the actions being taken now?
Yes, though, at least those 8 students are suspended from academic services. Now the police is investigating whatever happened on that day, and the one thing is that day students were raising the slogan that we will bring Afzal from every houses. Afzal, tum kitne Afzal maroge, hum har ghar se Afzal niklega. The thing is that, sir, if they were right, why are they absconding?
Okay.
All of
Zoya?
them are absconding.
Okay.
Why, if they,
okay,
if
Saurabh,
they are
let
wrong,
me get.
Why aren't they coming to the?
Okay, I'll come back to you. Your point is well taken, Professor Bhattacharya. Would you like to react very quickly before I go to
First,
Zoya?
let me say, I did not have any reflection on administration. Saurabh, what I said is that somehow the culture has got eroded, that some of the fringe elements become more emboldened. But in my time, whenever they used to do something, we used to call them, though I never had to call police. Luckily, I could keep them under check even without the help of police. But yes, there are always fringe elements probably everywhere. The idea is to marginalize them rather than give them space to blow up and let them say something. University is open fora, let them say it.
Yes, sir.
So they should not be, however, emboldened enough with an agenda to destabilize the university's main activity.
Yes, sir.
That's what my concern.
Okay, Zoya. Zoya, the point which both Saurabh and Sudesh made, that they're talking of anti-national things which is being done. The slogans are obviously what we have heard. Who said it is still a matter of conjecture, because they have not been able to find the people.
Okay, you see, the Jawaharlal Nehru University is not an anti-national university. I have taught in the university for almost 4 decades. And in these 4 decades, I did not.
Incidentally, all five of you here today are from the JNU.
Well, but I was there for 4 decades. Almost 39 years I've taught in JNU. So I have not come across this kind of anti-nationalism that is being talked about. But having said that, I think these slogans that were shouted in this meeting were very unfortunate. They were irresponsible because they brought so much trouble to the university. But very clearly, this is a small group of students, and disciplinary action should have been taken against them by the university. Now, I think what has complicated and made things so difficult is the way in which the central government has jumped into it, not allowing the internal mechanisms of the university to take their course.
Saurabh says that the internal mechanism, last 3 years they've been complaining.
Well, we are talking of this year now.
Yes.
We are talking of this year's incident. On 9th of February, something happened which was most unfortunate. And in that case, I think there should have been an internal inquiry, and action could have been taken against the students, which is to say disciplinary action, suspending the students or warning them or whatever. Some strong action could have been taken. But I think in this case, the issue, that is one issue, is that these slogans were shouted, which is unfortunate. But what about the central government's action in the way in which the police entered the campus, which has not happened, which has only happened during the emergency? It does not commonly happen in universities in India that you have such large police presence. You allow plainclothes policemen to enter hostels to searching for students. I think that is now number two. Number two, Kanhaiya Kumar, by all accounts, was not really involved in these irresponsible slogans. Apparently, he came to the venue basically to try and sort out Beach Bachao. He was trying to do Beach Bachao.
That's what he has said in the court also.
There was a confrontation between the DSU, which is supposed to be, which is supposed to have organized this event, and the ABVP. There was a scuffle, an altercation, and he was intervening, and there was nothing to suggest that he was, there is no evidence that he shouted these slogans. Secondly, and very importantly, I think it would be instructive for all of us to hear the speech that Kanhaiya Kumar made, which is on video and which is being widely circulated. There's nothing to, it's a brilliant speech in which, it's a political speech in a classic leftist style. I mean, he's making a very classic leftist kind of speech, but there is nothing to, In fact, the speech underlines his commitment to constitutional patriotism, to
that is fine.
nationalism,
But, you know,
to Ambedkar, to the constitutional framework. So there is, second and thirdly, and very importantly, let us also not forget that Kanhaiya Kumar belongs to the All India Students Federation, which is affiliated to the Communist Party of India. The Communist Party of India there is one of the most moderate communist forces in India or anywhere in the world. They are committed to national unity, so much they are so committed to national unity that they even supported the emergency, which they should not have supported in 1975. It was only in 1976 that they began to retreat from that position. They are committed to the integrity of India. They are
no, but you
in
know, I don't
favor
think all these issues were brought into consideration or taken into consideration. The question, Zoya, which I want you to immediately answer, is that you think that the way this whole thing was handled, is there a problem there?
I think there is a problem because there is a certain pattern which started with FTII strike, the IIT Madras, then the Central University Hyderabad, then Allahabad University, where a senior journalist was prevented from making a speech on grounds that he is anti-national, and then Jawaharlal Nehru University.
So you see a pattern.
No. So what I see is that these are very significant, high institutions of India, where I think the ABVP is being used with the help of state and government as an instrument of de-radicalization of campus politics.
Okay, I want, before I come to Arun, quickly, Saurabh, you want to react to this? ABVP is being used. Are you people being used?
Yes. Sir, I would like to say that there is a very good argument given by the left ideologues as well as the students that this is the conflict between institution versus institution, JNU versus the Indian government, but this is not. This is the question about our integrity of India. If there are some students who are raising slogans for the destruction of India, is this a matter of concern about JNU or the government of India? This is the matter of concern.
One second,
for
let him finish.
India. And there is no ploy between, there is no connection between SCU
Sudesh.
and FTII and in JNU, but the left ideologues are trying to deviate the issue.
Okay, fine. Sudesh.
You see, it would be easy to say that someone has been handpicked, but trust the police.
Not someone. He's talking of the entire organization.
JNU president I'm talking of, which
okay.
Zoya Akhtar referred to. You see, the whole issue is, would you allow the law of the land to take place or not? Just because a person belongs to an organization.
The question
are you
Sudesh,
Sudesh,
one second.
Back him because of that?
Sudesh, Professor Bhattacharya is here, Zoya is here, 4 decades in JNU, Professor Bhattacharya, Vice Chancellor of the university. I don't know whether he was Vice Chancellor when you were studying. I'll come to the role of Arun. I am saying that was it necessary to get the police inside the campus? That is the question.
It is for the police to decide. It's not for the Home Minister to decide. If citizen charges police, are you saying that everything is acted?
No, the Home Minister made a comment. Home Minister made a comment after the police
statement. That was a nationalist statement saying that something has happened which is not correct. The police acted on its own.
So are you saying that the Home Minister had no? So you are saying the Home Minister had no role in this, and the police have acted on their own.
Why should the Home Minister instruct the police what to do? They know their job.
So police have acted on their own.
Of course, they have acted on their own.
Arun, you have been the president of the JNU Students Union. So you have, you are in the position in which Kanhaiya Kumar is not where he is right now, but as president, how do you have handled that situation which you found that day? Because everybody agrees that what happened there, the slogans raised were not really something which should have been done.
Right. Now the question is, when you confront opinions, slogans, speeches that you disagree with, what do? The PDP is a party in Kashmir which opposes the hanging of Afzal Guru, which thinks it was wrong to have hanged him, which hails him a martyr. Today, the BJP is negotiating to form a government with the PDP.
It had run
a government. Now even today, it is negotiating to form a government. Why? I don't think this is unprincipled or this is opportunism. You engage with the opposition. You try to accommodate it where it can be accommodated. You assimilate. That is a way of democracy. You don't say it because you disagree with something, you find something even abhorrent, that you will crush it or you will throw it or call the police in. You cannot call the police against hundreds of thousands of people. You have to engage with them. So that is what should have been done. Number one. Second, this charge of sedition that has been levied against the JNU Super President. The Supreme Court has said in a full constitution bench that a slogan supporting revolution or even a slogan for Khalistan is a slogan. There has to be an intent of immediate violence for a charge of sedition to be sustained. So there was no question of violence, there were slogans, and this person was not even associated.
And apparently these slogans have been raised for the last 3 years.
So these slogans are wrong slogans, and they are being countered. The AISF, as she said, is affiliated to CPI. The CPI and CPIM were part of the parliament, which unanimously passed a resolution affirming that Kashmir is an integral part of India.
Yeah.
So these organizations don't have any different position outside the campus or inside the campus. So one,
You think that these issues were taken into consideration when the police were called in?
I don't think so. I don't think so. So using the police to intervene in campus politics is absolutely wrong. And this intervention is being done in support of the ABVP, which again is partisan and which is incorrect. And I think this is politically counterproductive for the central government. It is rallying the opinion of the intelligentsia or the middle class.
That is not our concern. That should be the concern of the central government. Yes, Zoya.
I just want to follow up on what T.K. Arun just said. That perhaps, the central government has really overreached and overplayed its hands. And I think it is the central government and its intervention and this kind of heavy-handed police action is what has created the mess.
Let
me just complete.
Sudesh thinks that the central government has no role to play.
The whole issue is what is the issue? Is the issue the role of central government or is the issue that anti-national slogans were raised in JNU?
Sudesh, 1 second, let us finish.
You see, we are all agreed that those slogans should not have been raised. They were wrong. They are unacceptable. And action ought to be taken against those who have shouted those slogans. But you have to identify the people who actually, or the students who actually shouted those slogans.
Why are you stopping the police to take the action?
Number two,
I don't think anybody is stopping the police from taking action. Who has stopped the police, Saurabh? Today, in fact, what has happened in the courts, just now before I came into the studio, I've read that the lawyers have attacked the students and the teachers of JNU in the courts.
But I think
this is not, I don't think I have not read anywhere. I have not read anywhere that anybody is stopping the police from taking action.
You see, may I just complete?
This is really unfortunate.
If the slogans
that violence is taking place, this is really unfortunate.
You see, the slogans were unacceptable, but the police action was equally unacceptable. I think we have to accept that the police has no place in the campus.
Professor Bhattacharya. Because you have been in that position.
But may I just say one thing, which is that when I was saying that the central government has overplayed and overreached, because I think they have made a mistake and they're compounding their mistake. Their mistake was, firstly, they have targeted the wrong university, they have targeted the wrong issue, and the wrong person has been arrested.
I'm sure, Sudesh, as a BJP spokesperson, we don't have a government spokesperson here who can react to that. But anyway, Professor Bhattacharya.
You see, the police should enter the campus only when administration feels
that is
unable to control the situation.
Yes.
So,
you think that, in this instance, Saurabh says the last 3 years they've been complaining, no action was taken.
See,
there was some kind of an inquiry, proctorial inquiry.
Let's give it a chance. There's a new Vice Chancellor.
Yes.
He has unfortunately come at a time when things were rolling, whatever the reason. But he should have been given some opportunity to act on his own. And if he would have
who should have given the Vice Chancellor the opportunity? He should have taken the opportunity himself.
He should have taken the opportunity.
No, he ordered an inquiry, as I understand, from media.
Yes.
So, police should come if the Vice Chancellor, after his inquiry, feels some of the elements are too strong to be handled by the university. But then Vice Chancellor should have called the police. Police should not, suo moto should not enter. This is my personal view.
I think the Vice Chancellor has a hand in the police entering there.
Okay.
Yes, Sudesh.
You see the whole issue, Professor Bhattacharya, the whole issue.
Sudesh, has the police come because the Vice Chancellor called him, or they went on their own?
Girish, my issue is when something happens
in the campus. Can you answer that question?
When something happens in the campus, Professor Bhattacharya, you have Vice Chancellor, you would know, is fine if it is limited within the precincts of JNU, but your action instigating the whole lot of people outside. it doesn't even fall in criminal, it falls in the realm of sedition. Then police will have to act. Police will not wait that
So the police, so
go and make the charge.
Sudesh, so Sudesh, the police acted on their own, or did they act because the Vice Chancellor asked them to come inside
Police
and act?
acted on a complaint, but police can act on its own as well.
No,
Police
can act is a
empowered to
separate
act.
thing. Did they in this case? So, Saurabh, what happened? Did you people go to the police commissioner or the police and complain, and only after that the police entered the campus, or how the police came on their own and suo motu took action?
No, we filed a complaint against whatever happened on that day, but I have no idea whether they took action on our complaint or the complaint registered by some other person.
What about the Vice Chancellor?
I have no idea whether
what about
they
the Vice
acted
Chancellor?
on our complaint or that too is not clear so far. That too is
So
not so
you
not
went
clear
to the
so
you
far.
went to the Vice
Whether
Chancellor and complained.
He called the police or the police. Yes.
Okay. Yes, Arun.
See, about people raising opinions in the university. You know, a university is a place for raising ideas. Some ideas will be wrong. So, does somebody have the
If
right
there is
to...
only one idea, there is no discussion or debate.
Yes. So, does somebody have the freedom to raise an idea which is, say, anti-national? Or if somebody raises that, what is the reaction to that? What is the legitimate response to somebody raising an idea which is anti-national? I think in a university, the idea should be to counter it with rational argument, forceful argument, which will convince either the speaker
Sir, but
or his
this was
audience.
not an
And carry them
debate.
around.
It was a
You see,
slogan
what you are saying
really.
is correct. But JNU, nobody is opposing. Even I said in the beginning of my statement that yes, we used to have debates of all states. Naxalism
What
used
has
to be
changed?
debated.
What
but
has
we had an
changed?
alternative
No, Sudesh,
model
what
of
has
development
changed?
which people used to talk about. Here,
No,
you are
Sudesh.
saying judicial killing. Is it debate?
Sudesh,
you have
what
taken a
has-
stand is judicial killing.
Can't that be discussed? Can't judicial killing, can't
Exactly.
somebody claiming
But not
judicial
not
killing
as
be discussed?
you are
and
trying to disintegrate the country. Not like that. Nobody will accept that.
No, if for 3
Your
years...
right to freedom
Yeah,
ceases
one second.
from where my nose begins.
No, one second.
It
one
has
second.
limitations.
One second, I am playing the devil's advocate here,
No.
Sudesh. If for 3 years, according to Saurabh, these people have been raising these slogans and the country has not disintegrated so far,
Yes.
then why can't it have been discussed and debated?
It's not
Saurabh-
a question of country disintegrating, Girish ji. Country will not disintegrate
No,
because of
but
slogans
the
of people.
for the
That is
But
the
this
point.
act
That is
itself is
exactly-
anti-national.
For the first
People-
time,
that is the point.
the
But
left
that's the point.
organization have got exposed.
People cannot accept
in the
it. That is
media,
the reality outside.
For the people.
So, such elements will be isolated. No?
Who are the people who should be isolated?
People,
The fringe
people did
element,
not know
Professor
what is
Bhattacharya
going,
is saying.
what was
But how
going
do you
on
say
in
it is
the
fringe
campus.
element?
This is
The
for the first
president
time
of
people
JNU
knew
was there
what
in the
is
video.
going on in our
He was
campus.
having widespread support. It was not limited to
Both
And
of
the
you can't
president of
speak.
JNU was
police
Sudesh,
is
Sudesh,
taking
one
it
second.
precisely to do that.
He was
Sudesh, one
Let the
second.
police do that.
Yes, very
Nobody is
quickly.
taking. Nobody is. I'm not saying that
Sudesh,
he is culprit. No.
Sudesh,
he may
your
not
point
be
is well
culprit.
taken.
Let the police investigate.
Let me hear Saurabh. Saurabh, yes, very quickly.
Yes, sir. No, sir, this is a very this is not at all acceptable in a country where you are raising a slogan.
Slogans
for the
are not
destruction
acceptable.
Of, your country. This is not at all acceptable.
Slogans are
And
not
those
acceptable. Is that
students
what
who
you're
are
saying?
raising the slogan and those students who organize the program should be booked. Yes.
Okay. Professor Bhattacharya, very quick last words to you. How do you get out of this situation? Is there something, is
Unfortunately-
there a pattern? Zoya thinks there is a pattern.
No, I am not going by the pattern. My concern is, unfortunately, moment police comes, students develop an anti-establishment psychology. And it becomes government versus the students. This is a psychology I am very familiar with, all campuses in the country. So, trying to diffuse the situation, the police action might have actually angered some of the students who otherwise would not have supported these fringe elements. So now they will say, oh, it is against JNU. So that's why I'm saying the beginning statement, the whole thing should be, it is nothing to do with JNU. JNU is basically an institution of learning, good students, teachers and others. Some elements did something, don't associate with the name of JNU with them.
Okay. I think on that note we need to end. This is a discussion and a debate which cannot end with one half-an-hour program. I'm sure there will be more such programs to discuss and decide what's happening. But the kind of things which have happened in the last few days and what has happened today also, where some teachers and students have been attacked by lawyers in the courts are something which cannot be, which has to be taken very seriously. We'll wait and watch what will be done about this, and we'll wait and watch what will happen to this entire controversy. Thanks to all my guests. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue at the same time.